Good morning. I got requested a short morning class, so this is what this is going to be. So when you're ready, I don't think we're going to use much props, maybe just blocks. Go ahead and meet me if you're not already there on your mat with blocks underneath your hands, and we'll meet in a not figure four, tabletop position. So I'm going to choose to do tabletop today with my hands supported by blocks. I think it's a little bit more gentle on the body, having a little bit more height. Second setting for myself, and just start to move around. You can do your traditional cat cow, or I always like to move my hips a little bit from side to side. Maybe shift your hips back all the way to your child's pose, and then shift your weight forward, kind of into like a cobra slash cow slash half lift. And we will do more of that in a moment. So good morning to your body. Take a few nice breaths. Inhale through your nose and exhale. Okay. You will meet me here, but I do want you to bring your blocks a little bit further away from you than your normal tabletop. So if my tabletop is here, I'm actually walking my blocks a little bit further forward and then a little bit further apart so that I have more space for my chest. So we're basically just going to do a little bit of that, but moving into something that gets to be your own creativity. So when we round our spine into a cat, I'll invite you to also shift your weight back so that you're kind of sitting back into a child's pose. And then when you round yourself forward, at some point you relax your belly into a cow, lift your head and your chest up, but you can also straighten out your legs a little bit, like if you were going into a upward facing dog with your knees down. And then keep moving through these motions, really just bringing some elasticity and buoyancy back to our spine after being in bed for, whether it's 6 hours or 8 hours. I like to do a few figure eights here. Great. And then just doing one more of those. This one I am going to straighten my legs just a little bit more, rolling my shoulders back. And as you exhale, pulling your belly in and round. My cat is here. And then keeping your blocks in this height, go ahead and walk yourself to the left. And we'll basically do the same here. So this is a diagonal cow, leaning back into your diagonal cat, but then your hips can sit kind of towards the back right corner of your mat. And then you're going through these before we change it up. Again, we're just warming up. Just become one of those people that have their pets on camera. We're going to stretch out our triceps a little bit, so you'll tilt the block underneath your right hand to its highest setting. You'll place your right elbow there and just lean down. Again, these morning classes, I like to make them dynamic. So what I'm doing is just leaning back, bending my right arm back, and then straightening and leaning forward. Go away. And then we'll come back to where we started. Right hand is supported on the block. Left hand is going to become behind your head, and you're going to open up the left side of your chest. As you exhale, you can keep your left elbow bent. I need to move my cat away. Felix, away. Or you can reach your left arm out and then thread it under a few times. Just moving our spine through these motions. Maybe after 2 or 3 of those, we'll change. And remember, I'm not doing anything up to end range. I'm not really like forcing myself to bring my left arm all the way up to the ceiling. I'm really just stretching it out, finding elongation. And then another one of my favorites, you're going to bring your hands back on blocks, and then you're just going to walk them away from each other. Lean back, take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bring yourself up. This block underneath your left hand is going to go somewhere outside of your left foot, and then just lean back, stretching out the whole right side of your body. Great, bring yourself back to center. And let's go ahead and go to the other side. So again, any motion of this diagonal cat-cow, whether it's doing circles, what needs to wake up is just your spine, the most important part of our bodies. At some point, I'm walking myself a little bit further to the left, bringing the block underneath your left hand to its highest setting and lean back. And I'm just doing a little bit of shifting back and forward. Again, it's just bringing that brain body connection to start off our day. And then at some point, walking out your blocks away from each other. Bringing yourself up, keeping a block somewhere outside of your right foot, and then leaning back. Great, bringing yourself back. Okay, bringing the blocks back to where they were. Take a normal inhale, maybe a normal cow. As you exhale, normal cat. Come to a neutral tabletop position and step your right foot forward. Okay, another one of my favorites to open the hips. You're gonna lean forward as far as you feel comfortable, and then you're gonna lengthen back. And we're just gonna do this clockwise. So you're going to toe heel. I'm gonna move this block so you can see my foot. Toe heel your foot one time to the right. Maybe I can bring my block inside. Lunge and straighten anymore. And it doesn't have to be super straight, just feeling the elasticity of your tendons. Toe heel one more time. Lunge and back. And then lunge. At some point, it's gonna feel awkward to kind of straighten. And then lunge and back. And then you're doing this a few more times. I think I just have one until your foot is kind of in line with your left knee. And then once you're there, you'll turn your heel out, coming to our gate pose. You'll interlace your fingers, flip your palms, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're just gonna find circles with your torso. You don't even have to do so many, maybe just one or two on each side. Just warming up your waistband. Okay, the only thing that we'll do today that's a little bit more challenging, that requires a little bit more strength, will be the following part. So hands back on blocks. Lift your right leg up, send it back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you want to make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders. You're going to have your back toes tucked under so that you can take an inhale. And as you exhale, you'll straighten out the left leg, coming to your three-legged down dog. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, step the right foot through. Walk your blocks to their highest setting and stretch forward. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to shift your weight forward, lift your left leg, and we're not going to stay in this warrior three. I just want you to move your hip around. So maybe open your left hip like you're going into half moon, but like an exaggerated half moon. You can even bend your left knee, wiggle your ankle, shake out your leg. But then the cool thing, or maybe the less ordinary, is that you're actually going to drop your left hip beyond the right hip. I like to look back towards my right shoulder, and then just moving through these motions. And then after a few, maybe speaking a little bit fast, just because this stuff is kind of less about alignment and more creating glide in our joints. Step your left foot outside of your mat. My mat is huge, so I'm still in my mat, but outside along the right side of your mat, bring yourself up. Flip your left palm. Hold on to your left wrist, bend to the right. Inhale. And exhale. Stay here as long as you need. This is a stretch that I like at any time of my day. Go ahead and bring yourself down. You're going to lower your left knee all the way down. Inhale, reach your left arm up, twist to the right. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist. If you prefer another twist, go ahead and bring it here. Can't believe my cat is so obedient that I kicked him out once and he's just laying there. Thought he would come back. Okay, bring yourself back to center. Your right ankle can stay crossed on top of your left knee and just figure forward this shape a little bit. And we're just keeping it simple today. Oh, I spoke too fast. And from here, we're just gonna take it to the other side. So if there's something that your body's missing, like suddenly here, I also wanna straighten the left leg and take a forward fold. If that feels good, you can always pause the video. Okay, and then lose this shape. Come back to your tabletop. And we are going to keep using the blocks, but because we've already warmed up, maybe just move a little bit without the blocks. Just notice what this feels like. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and step your left foot through. Blocks or no blocks, up to you. Now we're walking that left foot counterclockwise. So you lunge, you straighten in your mount. Toe heel your left foot one time to the left, lunge. As you walk towards the left side, it starts to look more like a lizard. Toe heel another time, lunge. Be gentle with the sensation behind your knee. I've definitely had a history of tearing hamstrings. So, just be mindful about those stringy feelings. And you're toe healing enough times until your left foot is in line with your right knee, and then you turn your left heel out. I say this every time I teach that, but the only reason why you can do that clockwise, counterclockwise with your hips is because your hip is a ball and socket joint. So, you can move around 360. Great, bend to your left. Great. We didn't do it on the other side, but you can also separate your hands and, I don't know, move your arm in circles, whatever you feel like doing. When you practice in the morning, kind of some intuitive feeling just happens because you're fresh and it might be just what your body needs. Okay, a little bit of strengthening, hands on blocks, lift your left leg, take it back. Make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders. It'll help you. Have your right toes tucked under. Take an inhale. Maybe we use our core here. Exhale, pull your belly in, and then from your core, lift to your three-legged down dog. Step it through. Blocks on highest setting. Stretch. Lift your right leg up. Warrior three. And a little bit of hip gliding. Maybe you bend the knee. But you don't want to dip it down and then look back. Right, so depending on the angle of your feet, of your toes, you'll feel it on different areas of your leg. And when you've done enough of these, go ahead and step your right foot behind the left foot, but outside of your mat. Bring both arms up. Flip your right palm, hold on to your right wrist, bend to the left. You can even bring one hand to your right rib cage and then breathe to that right rib cage. Take one more breath. Great, go ahead and bring yourself down to the floor. Bend your right knee behind the left knee. We twist. Right arm up. I'm gonna be facing away from you. Inhale, grow tall. And breathe. Maybe at this point is just bringing an intention for the rest of your day. Breathing to your belly, moving your diaphragm. Go ahead and untwist, straighten out the right leg. And either going straight for your forward fold or first the figure four windshield wipe. Maybe a forward fold here. And we'll record more morning classes focusing on different parts of our bodies, but just keeping it nice and short. Roll onto your back. Bring both knees into your chest. Maybe open up to happy baby. And for 20 to 30 seconds, you're just gonna shake out your legs. Good opportunity to exhale with your mouth open. You can shake one at a time if shaking both of them is hard. Sometimes nice to use the top of your foot to tap the calf of your other leg, just waking up those calves. I always wake up with stiff calves in the morning. Sometimes our Achilles tendons don't get so much hydration throughout the night. And optional, you can just finish here, shake it out. Maybe take a shavasana if you need. But for today, if you're sticking with me, you're gonna come up to a seat, find a comfortable seat, and we're just going to finish with a quick fire breath. So we'll exhale, let's do 60 times. So focusing Only on the exhale, waking up your internal fire. Inhale comes on their own, eyes open, eyes closed, up to you. I exhale through my mouth. Some people like to do fire breath with their nose, so up to you. Okay, close your eyes when you're ready. Take a nice inhale and exhale. So 60 exhales. Inhale halfway, and we begin. That's halfway. Keep going. You should be getting close to 60. When you feel pretty complete, go ahead and exhale all the air out. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Hope this morning practice felt really great. Have a great rest of your day.